Not 100% coffee. Stop drinking these 7 coffees. What's really in your cup? What if I told you the coffee sitting in your kitchen right now might not actually be coffee? Behind the rich aroma and bold flavor you trust every morning, there's a darker truth most brands don't want you to see. Independent investigations, recalls, and lab tests have exposed a disturbing reality. Many popular coffees are quietly cut with additives, fillers, contaminants, or misleading labels. This isn't about obscure brands nobody drinks. These are household names, products trusted by millions. And the most alarming part is that much of it is completely legal. Today, we're exposing 7 coffees that could change how you look at every single cup you drink. Stay with me, because the last one reveals a betrayal so deep it shook an entire brand's reputation. Chapter 1. Kirkland Colombian. Cheap for a reason. Costco's Kirkland's signature Colombian coffee has built a reputation as affordable quality. It promises 100% Colombian coffee at a price that feels like a win. But behind that promise are serious questions. Independent tests discovered synthetic flavorants such as ethyl acetate and isoamyl acetate, which are often added to enhance aroma in processed foods. None of them are listed on the label. The problem starts with Kirkland's flash roasting method, which uses extremely high heat to speed production. That heat destroys many natural flavor compounds. To compensate, flavor enhancers are added after roasting. The result is coffee that smells convincing, but tastes manufactured. Consumer complaints back this up, describing a chemical aftertaste that grows stronger as the coffee cools. Even more suspicious is the price. Industry experts say the cost simply doesn't add up for truly pure Colombian Arabica. While Costco claims regulatory compliance, it avoids transparency, listing no farms, harvest dates, or processing details. What looks like a bargain may actually be engineered coffee built to hit the lowest possible cost. Chapter 2. Clover Valley. When coffee becomes dangerous. The next coffee on this list wasn't just misleading, it was genuinely dangerous. At the beginning of 2025, the FDA recalled all Clover Valley instant coffee products nationwide, a low-end brand that was offered at Dollar General locations nationwide. The reason was alarming. The fragments of glass were found in several batches of the product. The FDA ensured that the recall was a Class 2 hazard, which implied that there was actual risk of injury. Eating food that contains glass may lead to mouth and throat cuts, internal bleeding, and severe intestinal damage. It turned out to be no accident later on, after investigation. The production plant has been cited several times on the basis of bad equipment service, defective screening mechanisms, and insufficient safety inspections. The contamination was an expected outcome of unattended quality control. What made the situation even worse was the response. Recall notifications were limited and poorly communicated. Many customers didn't learn about the danger until after consuming the coffee. For a product heavily relied on by elderly and rural shoppers, this failure wasn't just negligence, it was a betrayal of trust driven by aggressive cost-cutting. Chapter 3. Great Value. Coffee stretched beyond recognition. Walmart's Great Value Classic Roast is one of the best-selling coffees in America, largely because the price feels impossible to beat. But testing revealed something deeply troubling. Up to 15% of the product wasn't coffee at all. Laboratory analysis discovered husks, twigs, and agricultural leftovers, which are normally eliminated in the proper processing. Worse still, the chemical analysis was able to spot maltodextrin, which is a cheap carbohydrate filler used to bulk up processed food. It was not listed on the label. Professional taste testers described the coffee as thin, hollow, and oddly sweet, with a starchy mouthfeel that masked any real coffee flavor. The economics explain why. Maltodextrin costs a fraction of what real coffee beans do. By stretching the product with fillers, Walmart can sell finished coffee for less than the raw cost of coffee beans alone. Current FDA rules allow this as long as the product doesn't explicitly claim purity. So while it's legal, what consumers are drinking is a diluted substitute, engineered for profit, not quality. Chapter 4. Folgers, the chemical behind the flavor. Folgers Classic Roast is a well-known American brand whose aroma and strong flavor is trusted. However, beneath that comfort, there is a chemical that scientists have still been warning about: acrylamide. This chemical is formed during the process of roasting coffee beans under very high temperatures and is categorized as a likely human carcinogen. Independent testing has found Folgers Classic Roast to have one of the highest acrylamide levels of any major coffee brand, surpassing European levels of any major coffee brand, surpassing surpassing European levels of safety. This evokes a compulsory warning in California. In most other states, the exact same product carries no warning at all. The reason comes down to Folger's flash roasting process, which can reach temperatures near 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Darker roasts consistently produce more acrylamide. Folger's own lighter roasts contain significantly less, proving the company knows how to reduce it. But changing the process would raise costs and risk altering consumer expectations. The FDA sets no maximum limit, making it legal, but legality is not the same as safety overall. Chapter 5. Decaf. That wasn't decaf. For many people, decaf coffee isn't optional. It is vital to health, safety, and peace of mind. That is why this case is so alarming. The FDA recalled our family Traverse City cherry decaf coffee in 2025 after finding out that it was not decaf. The product was tested and found to have complete caffeine content. In the case of sensitive consumers, it can cause panic attacks, heart arrhythmias, insomnia, and life-threatening interactions with drugs. Even prior to the recall, complaints were evident. Other customers have complained of experiencing anxiety attacks, rapid heart rates, and unbelievable palpitations, which subside unexpectedly after they switched to what they thought was a safe decaffeinated product. The cause was staggering. The facility processed regular and decaf beans on the same production lines and never tested caffeine levels before labeling. In other words, decaf was printed on bags without any verification. The product was distributed across 15 states, yet recall communication remained limited. For a coffee marketed as safe, this failure exposed how fragile food labeling becomes when cost savings outweigh consumer protection completely fails. Chapter 6. Pods leaking chemicals. Coffee pods promise convenience, but with New Mexico Piñon coffee pods, the danger wasn't in the beans, it was in the packaging. Independent testing discovered the aluminum lids contained benzophenone and 4-methylbenzophenone inks, plastics, and printing chemicals. When exposed to pod brewing heat and pressure, traces migrated into the coffee. While levels fell under European limits, scientists warn that daily exposure adds up. The FDA's food contact guidelines were written before pod systems became common, leaving a regulatory gap. Manufacturers save millions by using cheaper inks and materials. Convenience comes first, safety comes second. With over 40% of households using single-serve machines, the scale of exposure is massive. Chapter 7. The secret formula change of Yuban. The last coffee in the list employs the ultimate betrayal. Yuban used to be considered a high-quality American brand, which could be relied to get smooth flavor and to be reputed as using 100% Arabica beans. However, in 2019 to 2021, this commitment just faded away. This was uncovered in internal records and industry reports that showed that the parent company, Kraft Heinz, repackaged the blend without informing the consumers. Up to 40% of the coffee was substituted by Robusta beans, which are much cheaper, bitterer, and far more caffeine-rich than Arabica. Artificial flavor, compounds like ethyl vanillin and 2,3-dimethylpyrazine were used to conceal the bitter flavor. All of these changes did not show up on the label, which still indicated pure coffee. Consumers immediately realized that something was amiss. The complaints were also high with references to bitterness, bad taste, and stomach upset. Market share of Yuban decreased by over 35%. Nevertheless, the packaging was almost the same, based on nostalgia rather than the truth. So what does this reveal? From hidden additives to contamination and secret formula changes, one truth is clear. The coffee industry is far less transparent than it claims. Labels can mislead, recalls can disappear, and trusted brands can quietly change what's inside without telling you. And if this can happen with something as simple as coffee, what else in your kitchen isn't what it claims to be? If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who deserves to know. Subscribe for more investigations into the hidden truths behind everyday foods, because the next cup you drink should be a choice, not a gamble.